garden stood behind the abandoned mansion, like a living memory breathing under the moonlight. And from the first step, the air felt heavy, as if every leaf was watching, every shadow listening. And the moment the iron gate closed by itself, the silence screamed louder than any sound, because this was not a place for visitors. It was a place that remembered fear. The narrator walked between twisted rose bushes, whose thorns looked wet like they had tasted blood before, and statues of angels stared with cracked eyes that seemed to follow each movement, while the wind whispered names that did not belong to the living. And as the path curved deeper, the flowers began to glow faintly, not with beauty, but with warning, because this garden grew on something buried long ago. And every root was wrapped around a secret. The suspense thickened when footsteps echoed behind, yet no one was there, and laughter floated from the hedges soft and broken like a child who forgot how to be happy. Then the ground trembled slightly, and the soil opened to reveal pale hands that quickly vanished, pulling something back into the earth, reminding the narrator that this garden fed on souls and would never let go. Easily deeper inside the center appeared a massive tree, older than the mansion. Its branches hung low, like arms tired of holding sins, and faces were carved into the bark, crying silently. And when the narrator touched the tree, memories rushed in of families lost, of gardeners who never left, of lovers who kissed under this tree, and vanished into the roots. The middle of the story turned darker when the flowers began to close, trapping the path, and the statues moved closer, inch by inch, blinking stone eyelids, while the moon disappeared and darkness took control. And a voice rose from the tree, calm and cruel, explaining that the garden was created by a grieving man who buried his family here and fed the soil with forbidden rituals to keep them close. And the garden grew alive, hungry and eternal. And now it needed a new keeper. Panic surged as vines wrapped around legs, pulling down, and the narrator realized escape was not through force, but through release. So, with shaking breath, the narrator spoke aloud the truth that the dead must rest and the living must let go. And the garden screamed as if the roots were tearing from the past. The vines loosened, the statues froze, and the tree cracked open, releasing a warm light that felt like forgiveness. And one by one, the faces faded, the flowers wilted into normal plants, and the path cleared, leading back to the gate, which stood open silently at dawn. And when the narrator turned back, the garden looked ordinary, peaceful, almost beautiful, and the mansion behind it collapsed into dust, as if it never existed. And the ending became clear, that horror is born when grief is fed instead of healed, and gardens, like wounds, must be allowed to close, or they will grow teeth, waiting forever for the next soul to wander in.